Hey guys. Welcome back. It's the Take Control podcast. We have your host, Dario.
It's Kim.
And it's Brandy.
I don't like when we go out of order.
You want to do it again?
Want to start over?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't like it. But yeah, welcome back, y'all. I'm excited to be here. We are recording a little later than usual, right?
Yeah.
But it'll still be out on time.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
Anyways, I wanted to do a quick little check-in, see how everybody has been doing.
I'm good. I had a busy weekend. Shout out to Listen Dev on their engagement again. We did their bridal shower this weekend, and then did like a Sunday brunch and get together with his family. So that's really it. Just been working outside of that, but it was a good weekend. Had some friends in town. Really needed the fellowship, so didn't realize how bad I needed the fellowship, but it's been good.
Nice.
I'm good. Last time we recorded, it's been crazy. Like, just crazy busy, fighting for my life against the 2-year-old. And
Got the scars to prove it.
yeah, scratched me on my face and everything. But no, all is well. I can't complain.
I have nothing. I'm not good. But it's cool. Anyways, moving on. You always can follow us on Instagram at Take Control Podcast and email us at takecontrolpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest, if you want to share your story, want to give your feedback, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump right into it. So I came across this post on Facebook and I didn't want to talk about it, but I think we should talk about it because it goes with the topic today. So this is about Cardi B, and her and Offset are, I don't know if they're officially divorced, but they are separated at least.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been rumored that she's dating Stefan Diggs.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
So I saw this post, and this guy says, bro, meaning Stefan Diggs, is having relations with her. I'm changing some of his words because he sounds a little crazy. With no commitment. And while he's dealing with other women, at least with Offset, she had a child in the family. I'm starting to think women are literally just retarded. What's the difference between sharing Stefan Diggs and sharing Offset? She's still sharing. How y'all feel about that?
That was a strong opinion.
Very.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I mean, I guess, sure, she's still sharing. I don't know. To me, I'm still processing that. That was a very strong opinion.
Do you have it?
I get where he's trying to go with it, but I think the difference is that in a marriage, right? If we're looking at marriage the right way, a marriage is a covenant. So you have somebody who's continuously stepping out on his wife, I believe, while she was pregnant with their last child. That's just a little bit different from me. Now, if I'm just dating someone and we're not exclusive and you're free to date other people and we've had that conversation, then it is what it is. But we're talking about a marriage. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would expect that if I'm married that my spouse isn't going to cheat on me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, yeah. I mean, the whole sharing thing, you share one way or the other, cool. But if she's not choosing to just not deal with men at all.
Yeah. She doesn't have a commitment with Stefan. She had a commitment in a marriage with Offset. Like, what? So basically, y'all want women to settle. That's what it's giving to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I agree with what Brandy said. Like, a marriage is a whole different, that's a whole different step and commitment. And there's 1,000 reasons people do that because you're thinking longevity. You're not thinking, I'm about to have this open marriage where buddy's sleeping around on me while I'm pregnant and all this type of stuff. Like, clearly by the aftermath, they didn't talk about an open marriage. So
yeah,
to y'all's point, she's not committed to anybody. She was in a committed marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't like what social media has done to dating and relationships. because it's just every day you're on there, it's the $200 date topic, and a man is not my man if he doesn't pay all my bills, and I can't have a man that don't do this and that, and the double standard. Like, I'm just tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it. So, anyways, so since we're on the topic of dating, what is dating to y'all? Like, what is y'all's definition of dating?
I feel like there could be two different ways of dating that comes to my mind definition wise. Like, one, kind of what we just talked about, like you're dating to get to know your dating style, how you show up in relationships, what you like, what you don't like, versus after you get through that stage, which I know it can go back and forth, but once you get through that stage and you're dating to marry, so you're dating with more intention. I have been typically the person that's dating to marry more than anything. But over the last few years, because of the relationship I was in that was very toxic and abusive, I was scared of dating after that. But when I was dating, I wasn't dating too intentionally to marry. It was dating to see like if I was even comfortable enough to do it, because I was genuinely scared for a long time that I was going to end up in the same type of scenario or relationship. And I was quite literally scared if I had gone through the exact same thing again, that it could like take my life just from the stress and the abuse and all that type of stuff. So I guess that's my answer. I don't know.
I think dating for me is stepping out, getting to know people, which looks like, that could be meeting for dinner, meeting for drinks, meeting for coffee. And that can be, with more than one person. That's just getting out there, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, what you're attracted to, what you're not attracted to. And then along the way, if you meet somebody, then I think dating turns into something different.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, there's levels. There's a difference between like me saying I'm dating someone or I'm just getting to know somebody. Because to me, if I'm getting to know somebody, it's like, you may be interested in me. I don't really know how I feel, but I'm open to just going on a date or just having a couple conversations and seeing where it goes. But if I'm saying like I'm dating this person, I know for a fact I like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know where I want this to go.
Right.
We are getting to know each other. We're actively going out, hanging out, being seen together. Like that, to me, that's dating. So I looked up the definition, and it says dating in general refers to the stage of romantic relationships where two individuals regularly spend time together, often with the intentions of exploring a potential romantic or intimate connection, and falls under the broader category of courtship. It says, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Oh, it says the purpose, dating is a way for individuals to evaluate each other's compatibility and sustainability as potential partners for a future relationship.
Got it. Now, that's what I was going to say. I believe that there's a difference between dating and courtship.
Agreed.
So for me right now, dating looks like if somebody asks me out on a date, I may say yes, I may say no. Even if I enjoy my time with that person, if another person approaches me and say, hey, would you like to meet for drinks or would you like to meet for dinner? If I'm going to say yes or I'm going to say no. So until we have established that we're exclusive, I'm open to dating.
Right.
Yeah. So
I agree with that. Okay, so I've been seeing like a lot of girls talking about like first dates and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Like, for example, don't take me on no ice cream day. Don't take me on no coffee day. Like, when it comes to a first date, is there like certain places that are just off limits?
Sorry. I'm just thinking about that whole fucking cheesecake debacle that happened. I'm going to speak from a personal standpoint, not a generalized one. I think it matters what your lifestyle is, because if somebody asked me to go to a fast food restaurant, I'm not going because I don't eat fast food. Like, I'm not going. I have met people on a first date for coffee, for drinks, for dinner, for golfing. Like, I'm going first of all, I'm not going to go on a date for food or a free drink or that. I just don't do that. I'm not you guys know I'm very busy. I don't play about my time. If somebody's taking my time, it's because I actually want to enjoy the person and get to know them. So I want it to also be something that I enjoy. So for me personally, things that are off limits for me are things that I don't enjoy and do not engage in. Got
it. I would definitely say fast food is off limits for me just because I don't typically take myself unless it's like Chick-fil-A, but I'm not meeting someone at Chick-fil-A for a date. Recently I was having like a text conversation with a guy, and we were just like, hey, let's just meet up at Panera. It was just like the run of a day kind of thing, like last minute. And that was cool. I don't have no requirement of a dollar amount that you have to spend, or you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. I actually enjoy Cheesecake Factory.
It's my favorite restaurant.
But I do think that intention is important, right? Like, I think that if a man is intentional about, hey, this new restaurant just opened, I haven't tried it, do you want to go? Says a lot, you know what I mean? So I don't think you get points taken away because you take me to Cheesecake Factory. But if you're like, again, it's the intention, I think, for me.
I agree, especially because I have male friends that are very intentional about spending time and taking me places and, you know, things like that. So I expect a man that, like, if you say you are interested in me, I expect you to be on that same level, not if more, like, right. You know? But I don't have any, like, no, you can't take me here. If I want to go, I'm going to go. It doesn't matter where it is. I feel like you can create a good vibe anywhere, honestly. Right. So, but I think one thing that I don't really care for is if a man asks me on a date and then be like, where you want to go?
Like, you asked me.
You asked me. You're not putting no thought into it. Now, it would be different if he's like, okay, well, I don't really know what you like. Give me a couple options and I'll pick one. That's cool. But just to expect me to pick, first of all, I'm indecisive as fuck. That's not a good idea. We'll be here all night. But don't ask me on a date and then make me pick the place. I'm not doing that.
I don't like that.
Never mind.
I will be honest. I feel like here recently, if that happens, I'll just be like, let's go here. Like, I've saved like a lot of different things in my Instagram specifically for like dating things that I personally want to do. And before I would have been like, why are you, like, I wasn't checking for you. You were checking for me. Why don't you have this all planned out, picked out? Now, like I said, I do like a man that'll be like, here go option 1, 2, and 3. You know? But if he asks, like, is there anywhere specific you want to go or anything you have in mind, I'll throw some options out there and I'll kind of like test the waters. I'll give a range in terms of like pricing. Like, I'll give a scale. But one thing I do realize I don't want to really meet for is drinks. Like, I don't, maybe because I'm not a huge drinker. Like, there was a guy, he asked me out for drinks and I was like, hey, I'm not really a big drinker. Can food be involved? Like, I'm not going to meet you at a bar.
A little mocktail.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not going to meet you at a bar. Like, that's just not, like, that's not going to happen. And he was cool with it. And so, yeah.
I feel like if I'm meeting somebody for drinks, though, I'm definitely not going to nobody's hole in the wall. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't need rooftop, bougie, like, ooh, like, I don't need that. But, like, if I walk into the bar and it smells like mop water, I'm pissed.
But I think you can also catch the vibe depending, like that specific guy, when he asked me for drinks, I could tell like he was a drinker. So I'm like, let's go to SC. I can give me some good
You're traumatized.
food. Yeah, like very much traumatized. Very much traumatized. But we can go to SC. I can give me some good fish. You can get you a drink. Cool. You know what I mean? But
I low-key want to go there now.
Right. I went for the first time, I think in like 6 years, with my homegirl Khalees. It was good. We had a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too particular, but I am kind of a mix of both y'all, where it's like I feel her when she's like, you ask me, but you asking me where I want to go, but there's not like an optional list. Like if he throws something out, I throw something out, cool. Or if it's something that I really want to do, I'll throw it out. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, here's my generic list of like things I'd be down for. But sometimes, like, in all honesty and real talk, this is from trauma. I don't know if I feel safe sometimes meeting somebody for drinks the first round, just because some things have happened that I'm not ready to talk about yet. But I don't know if I feel safe enough sometimes to do that.
Yeah.
And that's another reason I don't want to be nobody's hole in the wall.
Yeah, see, I used to be like that. Like, why you got me in this ghetto ass place?
No, I'm okay
But
with the
after
ghetto.
dating somebody that be taking me to some little ghetto ass place, they be having the best food. It be
Yeah.
so cool. The drinks be cheap. Like, I fucks with it.
That's why I say I'm okay with that. When I say hole in the wall, I mean like your sewage is broken and I can smell it. You walk in, there's mop. You can smells like mop water. Your dishes are always dirty. Like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But now I like that. I can get down with.
Yeah. And I think the other thing with the bar is like typically there's music and it's loud. I'm not trying to yell.
So
on the
loud.
first- yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't understand that.
Like,
and I'm the girl that gonna tell the DJ, I'll be like, excuse
turn
me,
it down?
can you turn it down a bit? It's very fucking loud. Like, why can't I hear my conversation? I can't hear
Yeah.
my thoughts.
Yep.
That's OD.
Yep. So much for getting to know somebody.
Anyways, okay, so speaking of first dates, do y'all have any like bad first date experience?
Why did you giggle like that?
Because I'm thinking about mine, and I wonder if the person will listen, and I'm going to talk
Girl,
shit
talk
about
your
you.
truth.
But I don't want to go first.
I do have a bad first date.
Me too, but you start.
Yeah. So y'all don't judge me for this. I don't like talking to men that I feel like I'm smarter than.
Same.
Not that I won't, but I'm the kind of person, if you say something that don't make no sense, I'm gonna look at you like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, I feel so judged. But
No, we listen, we don't
and
judge.
so I had went on a date, and I don't know if the guy was nervous. I don't know, but he was just rambling. Like, he wasn't talking about anything. And you know, I have to work on controlling my facial expressions. Y'all know that about me. So it's like one of those things where it was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. That was an experience. And then years ago, I went out with some guy, and he was like a conspiracy theorist, believed in aliens.
gosh.
Like, you never would have thought. Like, he didn't present like that. And we had that first day, we had went like to get food. We ended up somewhere else, and we ended up somewhere else. And like, by the time we got to that third place, I was like,
Somebody call
emergency
me. I
word,
gotta go. Like,
save me, because I don't know. Like,
Call me and say it's an emergency.
I gotta go.
But yeah, I've had a couple horrible first dates.
Okay. This first one, I really don't. I was talking about this recently too, and I forgot the first day even fucking happened until about a year ago, and I was like, damn, that was horrible. The biggest part that I remember is we went to a winery, and this man was like wine drunk fast. And I was like, no, this was supposed to be real cute, like Thunderous cute, like drunk fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was loud, and it was like a very low key winery, but he was talking so loud. Like, we're sitting across from each other, probably like closer than this. And he's just loud. And I'm looking around the room like, well, shit. Okay, this is weird. And then I had yawned because one thing about me, when I drink, I'm going to sleep. It's over with.
Period.
I'm going to sleep, especially on some wine, make you sleepy faster. So I'm probably, I mean, the glasses were tiny too. They were like the little cute petite winery glasses, like a damn near tasting. And I'm like, how are you getting busted? You must have been drinking beforehand, because ain't no fucking way. And so I yawned, and this man dead ass was like, oh, so you sucking ghost dick?
What?
I said, huh? He said it again, and I said, can we not talk about my mouth and a dick? Like, can we not like sexualize me? That's a little weird. Like, can we not do that? So, yes, I swear to God. So, like, date quickly ends, and like, I actually was going to a living room after, I think either to work or maybe pull up on like Santana or something. And he was like, can I walk you to your car? And I was like, no, it's okay. And he goes, damn. And I said, what? And he was like, nothing, your body. And I said, can we not like sexualize me? You already made the dick comment. Like, it's okay. And he was like, well, because I made the mistake of telling him like I was going to living room. He was like, can I go? And I said, no, I'm going to my job.
Crazy.
I'm going to my job. This man walked in the door about 10 minutes after me. And he sat there by himself. Bitch, I'm at my job. Sat there by himself for like an hour and then eventually left. And then when you were talking about the alien stuff, I won't say that this was a bad first date, but it made me be like, oh, because I don't play about my God. And the man, I felt like there was a very heavy spiritual challenge. Like, I could feel it, like through my discernment. Like, and he openly is still like learning through like, this is what I do and don't believe in. I don't knock anybody for, wanting to get closer to God, obviously. But it was almost like a challenge. Like, well, why do you believe that? And I'm like, I'm going to stand on mine. Here's why. Mm-hmm. And it turned me off so bad that I was like, yeah, I'm so spiritually aware now that I know that this cannot go further. So I don't know if that was like a bad date, but it was like, oh, this can't continue.
Yeah, just not allowed.
But the ghost dick was crazy.
That's what would you?
That's insane.
We never went out again, but
blocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Yeah. Y'all probably already know this story, but I'm not going to let it go. And I wouldn't say the first date was horrible because me and the person were cool prior to going on this date. But I cannot get over the fact that this man ate a shrimp off my plate. And if you're listening, now you know I didn't like that. Because you ordered shrimp too. You had shrimp on your plate. Why would you eat mine? You didn't think
you told us?
He didn't even ask.
Was this recent?
No.
Okay.
But y'all know the person.
That. Okay.
He was just kind of like, oh,
give me that.
And just kept, I'm just like, he ate a shrimp off.
Did you react? Were you like?
I froze. And y'all know I got a smart ass, but I was just like, it was like, secondhand embarrassment. Like I didn't want to call him out because like I was embarrassed.
Oh my God. He said, give me that.
But why would you do that? I wanted my shrimp.
Maybe he was trying to see how you would react.
No, that's not cool.
I know, but maybe he was just.
I don't like sharing my food.
I don't either.
Same.
I don't like. It would have been different. Like, oh, can I try your shrimp? Cool, but like you had shrimp too. It tastes the same.
If I share my food with you, we go together.
Period.
Real bad.
Real fucking bad because I'm a foodie. So that would have pissed me off too.
I can't believe he did that. I will
you never talked about it.
I never brought it up to him. I didn't say nothing.
Did y'all go out again?
No. That ain't why, but no. Hell no. We would never go to a restaurant.
I ain't eat with you nowhere.
Yeah, that blew me. I was like, okay, you a little too comfortable, honey. Okay, so say you're dating somebody, y'all going pretty strong. How often do you expect to talk to your person?
Every day.
Every fucking day.
Like if we're like dating each other, like it's intentional every day.
Every day.
And I don't mean all day communication, but every day.
To be honest, if you're interested in me, you need to text me every day. We need to have some form of communication every day.
Yeah.
Like I said, it don't got to be a whole day conversation because folks is busy. But if I don't hear from you type shit.
If I don't hear from you for a whole 24 hours, bro, delete my fucking number. Not even a, hey, just checking in. My day been busy. Good morning. How you doing? Good night. Like, I should at least hear from you in the morning when you wake up and before you go to fucking bed.
Yeah.
A whole 24 hours? Absolutely not. I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking with that at all. As you can see, I'm triggered.
It's okay.
Yeah, for me, because it's out of sight, out of mind. Like, Correct. If I don't...
Yeah.
Correct.
Then I don't want to feel like I'm blowing you up or I'm calling you all the time. Because then now I got to check you. Like, why the fuck you ain't call me? But, like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm trying to stop being crazy.
I feel like expecting the other person to come with heavier energy. Like, check in either way if I don't. Why?
No.
Why? I'm very much an energy reciprocator. And it's not trying to one up. That's just genuinely how I am, even in my platonic relationships and my family relationships. So it's like...
Yeah. Every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And then let me say this. Because...
The laptop.
I had a situation recently. Kind of recently. And, it was very clear that we didn't have a title, we weren't committed, but like, we was doing what we doing. We're going out on dates. We're talking to each other. I can get to your place with no problem. We having relations. We calling each other babe. We cuddling, we kissing, all of that. But then you want to get mad because I'm questioning you?
Because you're not supposed to do that.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay? In a title or no title, I'm going to question you regardless. But like, this leads into my next point. Why the fuck is there so many fucking double standards? Because niggas don't want you to go outside. but they be outside. You can't talk to multiple people, but they be talking to multiple people. You can't question them, but they can question you. What the fuck is up with that?
Do you know what that reminds me of? Did y'all see that Neo video?
What video?
Where he said that his women can't date outside of him because they told him they wanted to be committed.
Please.
Do you feel like that's a double standard?
Please.
If they are voluntarily saying like, I'm cool with you doing whatever, but I'm going to be committed, no.
Okay.
But if I'm telling you I don't want you doing X, Y, Z, but you're going to do it anyway because you're a man, because I've literally had somebody tell me like, well, I'm a man. That is not a fucking excuse, bro.
That's because they heard as a child, boys will be boys. You just excuse his behavior for the rest of his life.
But I think at that point, it's on you to be like, you know what? I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like
go play with
I'm not
else.
that mature yet. I ain't there yet. I give a nigga 250 times and 251, I'm out of there.
Okay.
So yeah. I don't know, but I don't fuck with the double standards. I can't get down with that. It's very triggering.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't give a fuck if you say we don't have a title. I'm going. Where you been? Who and with who?
What was I? Oh, I was watching Baby Boy the other day, and it made me think about you just because people compare you to Taraji. She was like, "Let me smell your dick."
Who compared me to Taraji?
I think you've said that before. When I was watching it, I was like, "This gives Darielle," like in a good way. I thought you said that before. Maybe I'm tripping.
Maybe I don't. My memory is ass.
Same.
Okay, so dating apps. How y'all feel about them? Have y'all tried them?
at some point, I think last year or the year before, my homegirls was like, you need to get on the dating apps. You need to, my eyelash, everybody was telling me, you know that? I'm like, y'all, I just don't, I don't know. Something don't feel right. And so then I downloaded Hinge. Free version. Let me put that. Swear to God, the first 10 niggas, I knew at least 8 of them. Not from like a dating experience or anything. Maybe like 1. But I'm like, yeah, no.
Next.
But then somebody told me like, do the paid version for 30 days and set your city for another city.
Oh, I always do that.
And I never tried it because I was so turned off by the initial. Yeah, I just deleted it.
I've never did the paid version, but the 2 times that I did try dating apps, I never put Columbus, Ohio. I don't want to see none of you niggas. And when people would message me, they'd be like, oh, how long you been in Atlanta? Like, oh, I'll be back and forth. I'm gonna move there permanently in like a year. Seconds. Like, you know, like, fuck that. I'm never putting Columbus, Ohio.
But I've never heard bad things. Like my homegirl, she was like, before she got married, she was like, I had a good time on dating apps. She was like, I met a lot of cool people, whatever. She was like, but the paid version kind of speaks to like, there's some kind of investment there. Like you might be a little bit more serious.
So they giving us the crumbs.
Yeah.
That's because I don't want to be up there.
I don't want to commit.
Yeah.
It's boring.
I had been told for years to do it, and I knew myself well enough to know I wouldn't like it, but all my friends were like, you don't even know, you tripping, like I feel like you would like it. Then half of them was like, no, you're not gonna like it. I was on there for 48 hours, never again. Went on 2 dates out of it. One person was normal, the other one was like, he slammed his hands on the table because this white girl behind him dropped a glass, and the bartender that had to clean it up was black, and he was pissed.
What?
Like pissed. And my aunt's a realtor, and I texted her his phone number and was like, because you have access to looking up all the shit for safety. She's like, yeah, he's got a DV charge. And I was like, tight, I'm leaving.
Damn.
Cool. And not that that's the experience for every scenario, but I knew I wouldn't like it. I knew I wouldn't. But I was like, I'm gonna try everything, you know, so then God can't be like, I told you to do this and you didn't do it, and that's why your husband ain't here. Nope, I'm gonna try. I'm putting myself out there, but I was not a fan.
I never went on any date. And then I got a homeboy. He doesn't live here, and he tried it and met some cool people off of there.
Yeah,
so.
I have friends that had really good success, but like I wasn't on there long enough. And then it's like having to remember to get on there and check your messages and that was just too much for me. I don't even do that to people that's in my same city. Like,
yeah, I'm good.
No,
I didn't like it. So
don't ask me what I'm doing again. Like the same shit.
Yeah. Hi. Shut up. Shut up.
How was your day? How was work? Like, leave me the fuck alone. I just.
Or they'll pull something for your profile that you put on there. Like, obviously, I'm a taco lover. Where's your favorite tacos? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck, for real.
Dating apps is not for me.
Yeah, you really don't give a fuck, but okay. Anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about breadcrumbing. And don't judge me, but I had to look this up.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
I didn't even know either.
So.
Basically, it's like you're keeping someone interested enough without a commitment. And I feel like, I don't want to just put everything on men because I know women ain't shit either, but like from a woman's perspective, I feel like men do this a lot. They'll give you enough to keep you there, to keep you interested, to make you feel like you're special and they care about you. But then it's just like, we ain't in a relationship, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, how disrespectful.
Yeah, I do think that's actually mad disrespectful, but I feel like everybody's done it. I don't know if I've ever done that because I feel too guilty. And again, I think it just goes back to the time thing for me. Like, I know that I've never played about my time, so I wouldn't play with somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very transparent when I'm dating and telling people if I am or not ready to commit. And even my therapist gave me cool points when I had first started because I was like, I just don't do that. I've had it done to me multiple times, and I just don't, to me, it feels so disrespectful and demeaning that I don't know, I don't do it.
So, I mean, I think it's a real thing, but I think my rebuttal to that would be like, at some point, like, somebody can only breadcrumb you if you are scared to have a conversation, right? Like, because you only gonna show me so much before I'm like, hey, what's up? What we doing? Another nigga checking for me. Do you want to meet? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's kind of like, I feel women have to take accountability for that too, because it's like a nigga gonna go with the flow. And this is coming from a person who's like, I'm not like a nigga on a timeline. You got to propose in 2 years. I'm not that person. And I've been a go with the flow kind of girl just because I've never really been intentional about getting married or intentional with dating. But it's like, I mean, you don't advocate for yourself to be like, hey,
yeah,
what's up? Like, we've been doing all of this. What does the next steps look like if you're interested in the next steps?
Agreed.
But see, I feel like I struggle with that because not that I don't advocate for myself, because I'm very open about how I feel. But I also be looking at things like, okay, we've been dating for X amount of time, maybe a couple months. I feel like that's too soon to be asking a nigga like, what we doing? Because half the time, I don't even know. Like, I don't know what I want. I'm just having a good time. But I also know, like, I'm just a very, like, loyal person. I know day two I'm locked in with you. Like, I know how I feel about you. You mine. I don't want to talk to other people. I don't want you to talk. Like, I need you to, like, delete your number, change your address, and all that shit. Like, you know?
I mean, do you say that?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you have the conversation?
Maybe not.
We've had this conversation
way.
with you, like that. You gotta say what you feeling, type shit.
Yeah, but I just don't like to put pressure on people because I don't like when people put pressure on me. That makes me run.
I mean, but I think the thing is, I think that's what the advocating for yourself looks like. Like, if you are consistently seeing somebody over an 8-week period, and you know that this is a person that you want to be in a relationship with, then what's up? I mean, like,
but like, knowing me and the type of people that I date, they don't necessarily be somebody I need to be locked in with. I just want to be locked in because I like them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I battle with that. It's just like, I want to be locked in, but I don't know if I should be. So, it's just like, I don't say nothing. But then I be in my feelings when the nigga ain't moving how I want him to move.
Yeah, I was about to say, then I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
I am.
And you got to figure out what it is that you want.
Yeah. So, like, when do y'all know when it's time to have that, like, what are we conversation when you ready to move to the next level?
For me personally, it's when I'm getting extremely bothered by something that I feel like I have to advocate for, meaning, and I have to check myself, to her point, I have to check myself and be like, how did I get here? When did I get here? And then I owe it to myself and that other person to have that conversation of being like, look, I'm really feeling some type of way. I need to know if it's validated or not. If it's not validated in your eyes, then I have to move along, because if I don't, the breadcrumbing happens.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you know, you'll have the conversation, whatever. And again, I'm a big believer in transparency. I'm always going to be transparent with the person I'm dating or people that I'm dating. And if the same respect isn't given back, I have to step, because if I don't, the breadcrumbing happens.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what it is. If I'm getting extremely bothered by something, it doesn't always have to be like that they're going on another date or that they're whatever, but like maybe it's lack of communication. Maybe it's me having to repeat something I've said that's bothering me. Like, I don't know, say I had an allergy to fucking peanuts and I had to keep repeating or something like that. And it's something that's really weighing on me. That's my indicator that, like, first, I'm always going to self-check first and see if it's worth having the conversation beyond like, hey, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm going to step back because I just need to do this for me. Versus it being like, hey, I need to know if I need to step back or step forward because we've been locked in for X amount of weeks, months, years. Years is drama. Months. And just see what's up. And then my cousin put it the best way first. I would rather break my own heart, meaning I'd rather us be where we are for a couple of weeks and months and you tell me like, oh, I'm actually really not in the same place as you. And I choose to step away and break my own heart versus I'm staying around for so long. So then I wake up some years later and I'm like, damn, I've been in the same situationship or same breadcrumbing steps because I just sat here and just tolerated it.
I think for me, it starts in the beginning. Like, I'm not saying it needs to happen on the first date, but what are you looking for? What are your intentions? Are you dating just to date? Are you dating with intention? Do you want to be married? What do you want? Because I'd rather not waste somebody's time if I'm not interested in the same things that you are, or you're interested in something that I'm not interested in. For me, I feel like now, and this is a person who I have been addicted to, like, just going with the flow, like, and expecting that a man will lead in that way. And if he wants to make it something, it'll be something. Because I'm so lax, like, I'll stall. Like, I will stall. So once you cut through all of that, it's like, as we go, let's have these check-ins. What's up? What are we doing? Okay, so we've been talking consistently. As I was looking at the outline, I was thinking about this. I'm like, I remember being in my 20s and it was like relationships didn't move fast, but there was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like stages that you would hit easily. It was like, okay, now we're talking. Now we're not talking to nobody else. Now I'm meeting your family. Now, you know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't seem to be that way in my 30s. I guess because I'm naturally just kind of private, that I don't really know how to incorporate myself in somebody else's life. But now I'm thinking, it's just like, you ask along the way, and if you want more, say you want more. Or if we start to have the conversation and we hit a roadblock, for me, like, I just was kind of seeing somebody and he asked me a very specific question relating to him and I and how we engage. And I answered it, and I think my answer threw him off, and we really never circled back to the conversation. I opened the door for us to have the conversation. He didn't walk through that door, so I was just like, it's cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
shit.
Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure my answer made things a little bit weird, but I was being honest. But let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think I threw him off. He didn't know how to, like, navigate through what I said. So it was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not interested in somebody who cannot have a conversation.
Right.
Because you brought it to me. Yeah. So it was just like, okay.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
My therapist has been teaching me just how to be firm on my boundaries. And I feel like that's something I really, like, struggle with because I just overextend grace for people. And I tend to date a lot of people that have been through a lot of shit. So they're not used to, like, being considerate of others or being in a relationship or thinking about other people besides themselves. And so I be giving them so much grace because I'm like, you're dumb. You don't know any better. Like, but it's just like, no, you have to be firm on your boundaries because it's like, yeah, you might not know any better, but, like, that don't mean I gotta dumb down for you or, like, you know, change what I want because you don't fucking know any better. You can hit me when you know what you want. And I feel like boundaries help kind of, like, weed out who's for you and who's not.
Agreed. I agree.
So.
And I honestly think men should be the same way because you do have women who they'll go on a date just for the food. They'll go on a date just for whatever. You send them that money, they're gonna take it. Not saying I'm not one of them who ain't gonna take it, because I am. But you know what I mean? Like, but if you know what I mean, like, don't do all of that just to do it. If that is your way of saying, hey, I like you, I want to get to know you and just you, tell that woman that. And if she ain't willing to adjust or meet you in that, then move along.
Yeah. Also, stop wasting people's time. If you know that a woman wants to be exclusive and she doesn't want y'all talking to other people, but you know you're not ready to like be that exclusive, then leave her the fuck alone. Men be wanting their cake and they want to eat it too. And I'm just women too. Let me put a disclaimer before I begin hell. But like, you know, like if you know that somebody wants more and you don't, let them go. Like, I hate when men be trying to, you're a good woman, me to death. You keep saying how I'm such a good woman and I deserve but you don't want to do right by me. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's when you gotta take that initiative and step too, though.
No, that's facts. No, for sure.
What you be saying, block, delete.
Yeah,
whatever.
Like that's, like Brandy said, that's when women have to take the accountability. But still, like, I feel like that goes both ways. Like, if you know you don't want the same thing, why do you keep bothering me?
Yeah.
Or just find somebody who wants the same. We literally live in a culture where people...
They're okay with it.
So
go find it.
Yeah. Somebody gonna turn a blind eye like, oh, he's taking care of me. Yeah, fuck that.
My favorite term is get somebody else to do it, because there will be somebody that will do it.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Ain't gonna be me.
So I want to talk about like what's the importance of like healing from your past traumas and relationships before you get into dating. Because like I have been guilty of like not really taking the time to heal, because I'm one of those people, I feel like I'm cool, so I kind of push it to the back. But then I'll be triggered by a lot of shit in a new situation because of what I've been through in the past. And I think sometimes people don't take the time to really do the work to make sure they're in a good space to date somebody new, to where it's like they're not being triggered and not carrying that baggage to the next situation. Like, what are some things that you guys have done to help you kind of heal through the hurt and the things that you've been through while trying to like navigate dating?
I did it very poorly initially because, like I said earlier, I was isolating because I was scared of dating. And I was going to therapy still every month, and just trying to talk through it. And she told me basically like, no one's ever going to be 100% healed. So you sitting in a house because you're scared to date and either project on somebody or having someone project on you is not moving you in any direction, because it's like you don't know what your triggers are until they happen, and you don't know if you're healed enough to date until you see how you handle that trigger. And I was telling her some scenarios, and she's like, from what I can tell, that after I got over my hump of being scared, she was like, I think you are handling the triggers appropriately because you're speaking up on the trigger. Like, I had some guy he was in a relationship for like, I don't know, 6 years and wanted to date me like 6 months after that. And I was telling him, hey, you need to take a second. And how he responded to me reminded me so much of my ex that I was like reverting back down to like anxious tics. And like, I've never knew what it meant when people say feel small. That was me feeling literally small. Like, I felt like I was like scared. And part of it might have been because the man was over 6 foot. I don't know. But it's literally scared me. And that made me actively in that moment just be like this is how I healed through it. Just being like, hey, this is actually very triggering for me. Like, the way that you're responding to me and the way that you're literally yelling at me when I'm in the same tone trying to have a conversation with you is extremely triggering. Versus before therapy and talking through it and walking through it, like, I could have matched his energy. I could have gone toe to toe, or I could have completely shut down and got scared and just, you know, got into a shell and was scared that he's going to hit me. You know what I mean? But it's kind of what we've been talking about tonight. Like, I was able to advocate for myself. I was able to recognize when I was triggered. And that helped me expeditiously through any type of dating scenario, through advocating through myself and knowing when I'm triggered, because I can feel like myself reverting to old patterns and habits. And that's how I got through it, is just understanding not only am I valid for being triggered, it's not necessarily the other person's fault, but I'm valid for what I'm feeling and the triggers that I'm feeling, but knowing how to handle them appropriately and having someone also that's receptive of that. Like, I remember when I got out of that relationship, like I met someone and he literally taught me that it's okay to be triggered and cry and have these moments, versus my ex was like, you're weak and you're this and you're that and you're this, if I had a moment where I was triggered or upset or scared. So it was also intentionally surrounding myself around people that when I did get triggered or scared, like platonic and romantic, I wasn't punished for it. I wasn't, you're crazy or you're wild or that's stupid or da-da-da. It was like, damn, you had a moment and that's okay. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna answer the question too. Had that man responded and said, "Hey, I feel as though I've taken the appropriate steps in this 6-month time frame to heal myself, and I am actually ready to get back out there," would you have accepted that?
I think I would explore it, yes, to see if it came to fruition.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Because the reason why I asked this is like, I remember I used to have this conversation with my friends and be like, I just think I need to spend time by myself. And I am typically someone who, once I'm in a relationship, it's probably going to be years before I'm in another one. That's been my pattern. But I don't know how well that's benefited me because, again, there's some things that you just don't know until they're put into practice. So it's like I can sit here on my couch all day and say I'm healed until I'm in something with somebody, and then
Something
whatever,
comes up,
whatever happens. I think for me, one of the best things I've worked on is being able to not just react. Like, I've gotten so much better with processing what I'm feeling in the moment and picking and choosing, okay, is it me or does this really need to be addressed? Like, am I tripping? Do I need to talk myself off the ledge? Do I need to crash out in my own personal space? How do you really need to handle this? And then also just realizing when I'm wrong, you know what I mean? And just saying like, hey, I was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I apologize. And there's no but to it. But I think that the best thing has been just being able to sit with myself and process how I respond before I respond.
Right.
Because a lot of time it would just be, I don't agree with you. And that's what it is. But it's like, take a step back, get outside of your own self, look at this full picture.
Yeah.
So
I can agree with those because I am guilty of like reacting first and thinking later. But what has helped me is journaling or just like, because we have like this little journal app that I just started using on iPhone or even in my notes. Like, if somebody pissed me off and I am on a ledge, instead of texting them and like spiraling, I put what I want to say in the notes and I go crazy. And then I'll be cool.
Yeah, that's healthy.
So then when I talk to the person, I'll be like, well, actually, you hurt my little feelings. Instead of being like, bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm going to kill you. But like, I say the crazy shit that I'm feeling in that moment to myself.
yeah.
So by the time I talk to the person, there's no anger and I can really process how I feel and what I want to say. Because I'll be ready to go off on deep end. But that has helped me too, because I told y'all I'm working on being crazy.
Good for you.
I don't want to be crazy.
That's healthy. I like that in you.
Then too, I had to learn to kind of like, sometimes when people, like, if they communicate in a bad way or in a negative way, or I feel like they're coming at me wrong, I've learned to just like, okay, is this a me problem or a them problem? Because I had a situation recently when I was like opening up to somebody about something very like sensitive to me, and their reaction like had me boo crying. And I'm just like, why are you going off on me? Like, I felt so bad and I had a whole breakdown, but then I thought about it and I'm like, they're projecting. They're projecting. I'm going to let them be mad. And when they call me, I was like, listen, can I ask you a question? When I talk to you about X, Y, and Z, do you get upset because of what you went through? And they were like, yeah. I said, okay, I figured. I'm not going to take it personal. But I don't like the way you talk to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make it right.
And in order for this to not happen again, I have to put up, now I'm setting boundaries. We're never going to talk about this topic ever again in life. It's just something we just will never see eye to eye on, and that's okay. But I don't like the way you came at me. Clearly, you still have some things you need to work through, so this is not a topic we need to discuss. And I left it at that. But had I not taken the time to be like, okay, they went through this, so they're projecting on me, I would have went the fuck. I probably would have been slashing the niggas' tires. Because who the fuck are you talking to? Like, you know, so I think just taking a step back, that has helped me so much. And I'm just so proud of myself.
That's good.
Okay, so I saw this post. And I'm going to read it. Actually, it's on my laptop. So this lady says, truth bomb, in your 30s, love stops being about butterflies. It becomes about safety, alignment, and peace. And if you're still chasing chaos, you'll miss the person who can actually build with you. Let's talk about it. In your 20s, love feels like fireworks. You mistake intensity for intimacy. You call it chemistry when it's really trauma bonding. But in your 30s, you start craving peace more than passion. Love in your 30s is different because you're different. You've healed things you used to ignore. You've stopped calling red flags potential. You've outgrown You've outgrown the idea that struggle is romantic. Now you want someone who sees you clearly, who communicates like an adult, who doesn't confuse silence with strength or vulnerability with weakness. Someone who feels like a soft landing and not a test. That was so beautiful. I like that too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for me, like I've never really had somebody that felt like a safe space. And a lot of people be like, oh, you're so mean and you don't ever want to open up. You don't want to let nobody love you. And it's because I've never had anybody that was a safe space for me. Like I'm really a soft, kind, like sweet person, but I just do not let a lot of people see that side of me because it's just like, I got to feel comfortable enough to break down that wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have a lot of trust issues. And
yeah,
I'm not going.
That's okay. You are actively working on you, and I think that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So, but I mean, I love that post because for me, that's what dating has been for me. Like, I feel like I've done nothing but grow forward and not revert back, which is supposed to be what the 20s and dating in your 20s to then going into your 30s is. And I think that's a big reason why I am alone, because I'm not going to settle for something just because it sounds good or it looks good. Like, it really has to be good. And I'm not talking about perfection, obviously, but I'm willing to compromise on a lot, but I am not compromising on abuse or anything like that, like unhealthy patterns and behaviors. I'm just not. But I love that because that really is what I thrive for. Like, mine used to be so dramatic just because of the relationship I got out of that. Like, if somebody was 5 minutes late, I'm like, I'm never talking to you again. You were late for the date. It was 5 minutes, bitch. But it really is now. Like, I pay attention to people very closely when I am dating, and if I'm dating intentionally and dating for marriage, I pay attention for that reason. Everything in that post, like, if I'm really gonna choose to do life with you. I'm gonna be clocking shit that you're not even gonna know about, and I'm gonna just slick it in and I'm gonna be like, oh, you peeped? Saw that a couple months ago. I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that.
I think I still operate as some of the things she was naming that we do in our 20s because I think I'm afraid of something. I don't know what, but I feel like there's something I'm afraid of that I just cannot fully open myself up to somebody. And it's just like, I know I want somebody that's soft and caring and loving and intentional and considerate, but I date the opposite of what I know I need and what I really, really deep down want. So I'm just not ready for.
I think because if you meet that man that you want, it's going to require you to level up.
That might be so. That might be
because I think that's what I struggle with. Like naturally I'm just secretive. I withhold things. I can't, and I often battle with myself about this. Like, I don't think I would be a good wife. A lot of the times I think like I'm a great woman. I know that, but I know somewhere in me that there's a level of selfishness where I don't want to bend to that submitting to somebody else. Like, I really, 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 really gotta trust you. And shout out to my pastor, because I tell him this all the time because I'm his admin. So I get like another side of him that the church doesn't see. And I tell his wife, who was also one of my really good friends, I'm like, your husband has taught me over the last 6 years, like, what submitting to a person looks like, because I trust him. Right? Like, and there's not a lot of men that I trust. There's maybe like 3. And so it's like him and I, God bless him and I thank him for him, but we have gotten to a level in our relationship where we can have a full-blown argument and we recover because we trust each other.
Yes.
But I've never been able to be like that in my romantic relationships with anybody. And I've said this before, like, I haven't been able to stand the test of time with somebody. But I think that's what it is. It's going to require something in you that you haven't got to yet. It's going to require something in me that I haven't got to yet. And then again, deciding if you really want that. Because it sounds good. We see it. You know what I mean? A lot of times I'd be like, I only want it because I see it on social media. Like, girl, you know what I mean? Like, I seen this post, and that's how I know, like, you really want it, but it's you that's holding yourself back. Because I seen this post the other night, randomly popped up on my timeline. As you guys know, I am a diabetic. There was this girl, she's like that's her niche on social media. Her and her boyfriend was sitting in the car, and she was teaching him how to give her pump, how to like do her pump. And it was like this, and I'm like, why am I crying? I'm like, the level of intimacy that it takes to be able to show somebody like, hey, this is how this works. This is something that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. And I trust you with this to help me with this. Like, I was just like, oh.
And he like wants to do it. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, I got it.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, so then I do this and then I do that. And then it's like really the intertwining.
Yeah, like he
of
learned
lives,
for you.
You know what I mean? Like, and that requires a level of intimacy, transparency, honesty. I got to be honest with you about my finances. I got to be honest with you about how I spend. I got to be honest with you about what scares me. I got to be everything. That's different. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games when you coming over and we cuddling and having relations like Darian said, you know what I mean? Like going out and drinking and you spending money, but that's not intimacy. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think, and that's probably why I have not met that man, because it's going to require something in me that I have not yet worked on.
I also think it's the intimacy piece, though, that you're talking about, because a lot of people, and you just said it, a lot of people don't allow themselves to get there. Because for me, that is what I crave. Like, I know it's going to be my husband when I'm like, the intimacy is like, oh, we're spending time outside of doing things, that are very typical of dating. So I think that's a big piece where both of y'all hit the nail on the head. Like, a lot of people aren't allowing them to get there because they're scared of what that looks like for multiple different reasons.
Right. Or what if you hurt me or you use it against me?
Yes.
Or
what that has happened.
Yeah. Because if a man learns a skill from me, just because you saw I was interested in it,
that means
bring
a lot.
that ass here right now.
And Brandy, you made me think
Right now.
about something too, because I was in a 4-year relationship and I would never discuss certain things with him. Like, just to be with somebody for 4 years and you do not know everything about me. You don't know all my struggles. I never talked to him about my finance. I just figured it out. Like, he never knew the extent of anything deep that I was going through. And it's just like, that showed me like you're not my person. Like, if I cannot completely open up to you 1,000 and trust you with all of these things, no. Or even as little as like me talking about my PMDD or things like that. And it's just like, you want to keep just using that against me or telling me, oh, you're just making excuses, instead of taking the time to, what is this about?
Right.
How can I support you during this time? Instead of just making me feel like a fucking crazy person.
Right.
Like, no, you're not for me.
Yep.
And then even in the situations where some things are used as an excuse, he can say that and you'd be like, you know what? I accept that. Like, I can own that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't want to just do the pointing a finger like, no, they do this and we don't do, you know what I mean? But it's understanding me, supporting me, but then also holding me accountable to my own things. Like, hey, I know you got this, and this going, because I would do that to my person. Like, hey, I know you got a lot going on, but don't forget about me. Like, that I hate feeling like I'm forgot about or I'm last on the list of things you need to consider.
Like I'm a burden.
So it's like, hey, I know life is hard. I know that you're depressed. How can I support you? But also remember that you chose to be here with me. So you also have to show up for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm willing to walk this with you and we can do whatever we can do to get you back on the right path. But don't forget that I'm here.
Yeah. And don't take it out on me so much that you're pushing me away and self-sabotaging that.
Correct.
I had to learn that. Speaking of checking yourself, I had to learn that I was self-sabotaging when I did find somebody healthy because, to your point, I'm not used to it and it scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
And my self-sabotage would literally be me blaming my anxiety and depression and speaking to it so much that it would scare a person so they'd walk away.
Yeah.
Versus it being like, no, now it's like, no, I have those moments, and by the grace of God, like I've been covered by God that I haven't had anxious or depressive moments in so long, but it's like that safety space of feeling that way where it's not used against you. And it is like, you got to check yourself. You got to check everything else around you.
Yeah.
So,
and just like I said, not being in practice with the guy I was just referring to, we were on the phone. Like he was the type of person, what do you need? How can I help? Like, well, what does your mom need? Like, just in casual, what do you need? Like, and I'm just like, I don't know. And we were on the phone. Right, we were on the phone, and I'm just like, I was low-key tearing up, and I'm like, it's not you, it's me. I'm like, I need to go talk to my therapist because I'm like, I'm just so used to doing.
Yeah.
I don't call anybody for anything. So you're constantly asking me what I need, and I'm like,
I don't
know. Whatever you want to do. Like,
right. I don't know.
I don't like
but
when
closed
people
mouths
ask
don't
me
get
that.
fed. So it's
Yeah.
like you have to start putting things in practice. If you want to see a different outcome, you have to put something else in practice. Whatever is not working for you, you got to try something different.
Yeah.
I don't like that though, because it be some people that be asking me, oh, do you need anything? And then you'll tell them that they won't do it. Like, what the fuck you ask me for, motherfucker? Like, goddamn. I'm just sick of people's shit.
That's true.
I struggle with asking
that,
for help. Yeah, but I don't know. I really hope men, especially, I'm sorry, I keep pointing y'all out, listen to what Brandy said, because I feel like a lot of men be using shit that they went through in like middle school, high school, like, oh, I got my feelings hurt, I can't open up to a woman. I know there are really women out there that will really be there and to support you and have your back through it all, but y'all are just so used to carrying things and holding it in and not being vulnerable and feeling like that's a weakness that like you do push people away. And then you be leaving the women that do care, like, what the fuck did I do to you, nigga? Like, I'm trying to be there. Like, y'all really need to learn, like, who's really there for you, who's not, and don't push away the people that really is there, you know, that care about you and that's there to support you. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. Like, that's not a weakness. And I be trying to teach my kids that, like, it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to lean on somebody when you need it. Like, you don't got to hold it in. You don't got to be strong. You don't be tough 24/7.
It's weird that you say that, because in the middle of you talking, all I thought about was where's Royce?
Yeah. He's going to be, I'm sorry for the young woman that has to date my son. He going to need a lot of work. And, you know,
we're just going to carry him and cover him and love him.
We are trying our best.
We're going to love him through it.
I unfortunately am raising a son that acts like the men that I be dating. And that's why I'm constantly triggered all the time. I was like, why are you like this?
It's okay, we're gonna love him.
But he's still a work in progress. He got some time.
Yeah, we're gonna love him through it.
And don't be saying fuck your mama. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I just want you guys to give our listeners at least one or two takeaways or dating advice for the people that's out there in the field, outside, whatever you want to call it.
First one that comes to my mind is, which is kind of what we talked about in a nutshell, is honoring yourself in the ways of keeping yourself and those in your life accountable. I feel like that's really like the big one for me. I'm big on accountability. I'm big on checking yourself and projection, whether it's coming from you or someone else, and not taking things personal. I had to unlearn that very quickly when I was like 24 and going through therapy. 90%, I said this like 3 episodes ago, 90% of what somebody says to you, does to you, does not have anything to do with you. But it's hard to decipher sometimes. So get the help that you need to help understanding decipher it. Doesn't have to be therapy for everybody. Just find the help that you need to decipher an unbiased opinion. Let me say that first. Let me asking your mama and your cousins and shit. Unbiased opinion.
I would say in terms of dating, show up as your full self. Don't be afraid to try something different. I think the worst thing somebody can do is tell you no. No response is a response. You know what I mean? Advocate for yourself. You know what I mean? say exactly what it is that you're looking for. And if that person's not willing to give it to you or not willing to at least try, then move on.
Still.
Date them all.
That too.
Date them all.
That too. That too.
You know, don't then date outside of this. I'm saying that, and I'll be the one that be so loyal. Like, I don't want to talk to other people.
I'm just already laughing
because I don't have the capacity. Like,
I don't either. I don't either.
Hell no.
I don't either.
I
But
don't have the capacity.
I was just laughing at the edit of Daryl being like, date them all.
I don't know. Just take your time. Like the lady said, be true to yourself. And I think one thing that has helped me is decentering men, or just the pressure of feeling like you gotta be in a relationship, you gotta be married by this time, you gotta have a like, fuck all that.
There's no such thing. Everybody
on their own time. Do what works for you. Do what makes you happy, and fuck what everybody else gotta say. That's it. That's all. We love y'all. Thank you for joining us. Again, follow us, Take Control Podcast. Like, subscribe, and share, and we will catch you in a few weeks.
Bye.
Bye.